The land trembles with the sound of war. Factions fighting for the control of Amerish. Its demanding terrain and dangerous bottlenecks are a constant hazard for any armoured division. Its cliffs are laced with opportunistic enemy snipers, and its choke points blocked by mines and ambush points. It is 8 PM CET on the Miller server, and the Terran Republic's offensive to take control of Amerish from the opposing forces has begun. Insignia of death and destruction litter their vehicles. These are the faces of killers. These Terran Republic troopers are part of the Sounds of Violence outfit. They let our cameras roll with them as they dropped into battle here as part of the offensive west of Amerish. The use of flanking is seen here, using suppressing fire on the enemy forces, a popular tactic among this outfit. As evening approached, the heaviest fighting took place. Here we see divisions from the BRTD, Better Red Than Dead, taking control of a key point in this offensive. This led to the eventual success of TR taking Amerish. The men and women here have found that in these battlefields, you end up dead if you hesitate to kill. That means no sympathy and no mercy. The brutality and struggle of the fights is evident here. Facilities change hands regularly, and new faces join the fight every day. All factions have recognized the cruel essence of this war, that there is no compromise, and that only the strong will survive. Robert Stoneman, War Correspondent, PlanetSide 2.
Sony.
What's up, everyone? Axeltoss here, back on the floor of the MLG Winter Championships in Dallas, Texas. I'm here with Matt Higby, Creative Director. Of course, for people who don't necessarily know who you are, how about a little bit of elaboration of your role with PlanetSide 2?
Well, I'm basically the lead designer. I work on the team with a bunch of really creative, talented, hardworking people who are trying to reinvent the world of online gaming.
Yeah, and of course, the reason we're having this interview right now, we've been teasing it a little bit. There's some exciting stuff coming for PlanetSide 2, especially related to Major League Gaming. And now I must ask you, they've been waiting, they've been watching. What do you got for us?
Well, first of all, I want to say that we as a team and as a company are enormous fans of the entire competitive gaming scene, including eSports. Working here with MLG has been amazing. Being able to work on an online game like this that kind of allows us to create our own space within online competitive gaming has been really incredible. And this is a scene with esports and with competitive gaming that we want to be involved in for a long time. It's something that we're really interested in supporting and really interested in being a part of. Beyond just MLG, I mean, we're actually supporting our own StarCraft 2 team, not our own team, but we're actually one of the premier sponsors for the Axiom eSports team, which is a StarCraft 2 team. And this is just a scene that we really love a lot. So with PlanetSide 2, it's thousands of players on a continent at once, and a lot of people have a tough time thinking, how's that going to work in a truly competitive scene? Well, what we're doing is we're building in a series of ladders into the game that allow outfits, as TotalBiscuit and you guys talked about. An outfit in our game is like a guild in an MMO or a team that you would be familiar with. Within PlanetSide 2, you'll be able to join an outfit, and your outfit will ladder against other outfits within the massively multiplayer game itself. And working with MLG, we're going to be setting up brackets, and we're going to be setting up not only weekly tournament games, but also large tournament games at periodic times throughout the year, punctuated by these MLG Championship events, where each one of those outfits that's at the top of their ladders is going to be able to send a team of 48 players, which in our game is a platoon. They'll be able to form their platoon, bring their platoon, and compete against the best of the best throughout the rest of the world.
Awesome news. I'm sure a lot of people watching are excited to hear about that, of course. PlanetSide 2 eSports coming together, Major League Gaming. Super excited that that's going to be happening. Of course, fantastic game. Of course, we've seen the gameplay for the past 30 minutes. Truly awesome work you guys have been doing. And MLG, of course, is very excited to be working with PlanetSide 2 to make this happen. Of course, I'm going to be personally hosting a show revolving around PlanetSide 2 starting on Sunday, March 31st. So definitely tune into that. I'm going to have you as a guest. I know you. Is that okay?
Yeah, I guess I'll come on.
Of course, you know, some of the best players in the game as well, and we're truly going to get into it and hopefully provide a lot of entertaining, valuable content to players at home and even new players as well. Of course, PlanetSide 2, it's not completely out there yet, but of course the goal is to bring as many people as possible to actually play the game and get involved. And then if they want to go even further, there's that esports option if they so please. Of course, you know, you touched a little bit on it, the sponsorship of Axiom. So that's actually awesome news to hear. It's really exciting. Can you elaborate a little bit more on how that came to be and why you decided to go in that direction?
Well, like I said, this is a scene that we really love as both fans and as game developers. This is something that we care a lot about. The esports scene, the competitive scene. There's lots and lots of people on our team that are really obsessed with the esports. I mean, if you've seen me here at MLG.
Yeah, you've been in the front row over there for a good amount of time.
Yeah, it's been impossible for anybody to pull me away from it. So we take it very seriously. It's not just something that we're coming into and saying, oh, you know, we want to exploit this market or anything like this. It's a scene that we really care about, and honestly, well, we've been working obviously with TotalBiscuit and Jenna, and it just made natural sense for us to, you know, kind of push in that direction too. So we see PlanetSide 2 as being kind of our first step into being more involved in the professional, organized, competitive gaming scene. And we think it's also a place to really kind of evolve esports to some degree. We're going to be showing the kind of teamwork and the kind of strategy that really you don't get to see in any other games. When you're working with 48 other players, it's teamwork that matters. It's strategy and tactics and working together and communication and coordination, in addition to Twitch gameplay skill and in addition to making huge plays. So we think that that's a really exciting thing, and it's going to allow people to watch an FPS that at the same time plays like a real-time strategy. And all of those aspects are critical to be successful in this game. We think it creates a really interesting and compelling viewership experience. So all of you guys who can watch at home, you can really watch something dramatic, something exciting. And you know, we wouldn't be just jumping into this if it was something that we didn't think fits. And we have a lot of plans, and we've been working very closely with you guys at MLG to figure out exactly how we can make the best possible experience for our players, for our community, and for the viewers back at home. So we're super excited.
Now that brings me to my next question. Obviously, PlanetSide 2, it's massive. It's always going on. How does it turn into that you know, enhanced spectator experience game where you can actually have solid objectives? There's a winner, there's a loser.
Yeah, I mean, you basically just said it all. So we're going to be creating, in addition to all the ladders, we're going to be creating specific competition maps. They're going to be based on areas within the world, so people who are playing the game already will be familiar with the area around a biolab. But we'll be creating different distinct and discrete objectives. So there'll be discrete win-loss conditions. There'll be you know, actual timers for the battles. So unlike the PlanetSide massively multiplayer game, which is sort of persistent, never-ending, and it's a massive tug-of-war that kind of goes on and on, this will actually have a real winner, a real loser. There'll be a way for you to determine that. So these outfits will really be able to compete with one another for whoever gets the best bragging rights. And that's really what we need, and we're working on building that. And again, we're working with the MLG guys to make sure that we're creating the coolest and most exciting scenarios so that anybody who's watching at home can have that kind of heart-pounding action that esports needs to survive.
So there's a lot of people watching right now who currently play a bunch of PlanetSide 2, and they're wanting to be involved with exactly what you're talking about. What suggestions would you make to those guys who are sitting at home, they're getting on PlanetSide2.com, they're starting to form their teams? Give them some suggestions.
Well, I would say the first thing to do is just jump in, make sure you get familiar with the game, and join an outfit. I think that was kind of a big theme of what you and John were talking about here, is join an outfit. An outfit in our game is really critical because teamwork and that team play aspect is so important to being successful within PlanetSide 2. So you can totally jump in and lone wolf, you can run around, have a kick-ass FPS experience without ever having to join an outfit if you don't want to. But if you want to experience the epic strategy and all those kind of things, make sure you hop in and join an outfit. And there's plenty of places where you can go to find them, from our forums, there's various community sites. You know, we're very, very in touch with our community, including all of our outfits out there. We're building this game from a very community-centric place, and you know, if you're in a kick-ass outfit, we want to hear from you, and we want to help you become big and help you become the guys who are here holding up the trophy at the next, you know, Major League Gaming event.
Awesome, awesome stuff. Now, last question. There might be some concern, or people might have some concerns about how this kind of format would possibly affect the metagame of the actual PlanetSide 2. Can you elaborate a little bit on the steps PlanetSide 2 is taking to make sure the play is relatively consistent?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, it's making sure that the teams are evenly sized, making sure that they're playing in an area that's really set up for balanced competition. But we're also going to be doing things like making sure that the weapon loadouts that are available while you're playing in the tournament mode are using weapons that are sort of sanctioned for that tournament, rather than any type of weapon in the game. Which is going to give us a lot more control to make sure that if we just released a new weapon in the game, because we're constantly adding new stuff to the game, we'll be able to sort of cull some of those newer weapons that may not be balanced yet to ensure that people who are playing in the competitive area of the game are playing the most competitive experience possible. So yeah, we're thinking very carefully about how we can make sure that we're not only creating a really good competitive experience, but also making sure that that competitive experience doesn't impact the actual massively multiplayer game that much. So we can continue to add all the new content, continue to make sure that people who are playing our game, we don't want the awesome outfits to suddenly not be playing all the time because they're constantly playing in instances to practice for tournaments. So your ability to come and participate in the tournament is going to be really bound to your participation within the MMO game itself. So we think that'll help make the competition in the MMO game stronger, and therefore the competition when it comes to one of these events a lot stronger. We think it's a really good strategy, and we're going to continue to improve and evolve it as we get further along. This is a really unprecedented game that has no kind of predecessor in terms of an eSport. So we're going to be learning a lot with the first few times, and you know, we're really comfortable with making big changes and doing the things we need to do to make sure that the game is great.
Awesome stuff. I'm sure a lot of people are excited to hear what you have to say here. Once again, thank you so much for talking with me. It's been a blast, of course. This has been Axeltoss on the floor of the MLG 2013 Winter Championship, talking PlanetSide 2 with Matt Higbee. TotalBiscuit, back to you.
Thank you very much, Axeltoss and Matt. Always a pleasure to hear from Matt, of course, who is the creative director for PlanetSide 2. So he kind of knows what he's talking about. He also has hair that makes me very, very jealous. That's simply the reality of the situation. But hopefully you enjoyed this PlanetSide 2 showcase. The point of this was to show you what PlanetSide 2 is all about and see whether or not you want to give it a try. And there really is no excuse not to, simply because you have no excuse. I mean, it's free. You can definitely give it a shot. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Check out planetside2.com and also go and have a look at the PlanetSide 2 and also have a look at Steam as well. Now, bear in mind, MLG will be doing weekly shows, which will be kicking off on Sundays, and I'll actually be involved in a couple of those as well, so I'm going to be sneaking my way in, which tends to happen every time we end up with PlanetSide 2. I do like the game very much. March 24th is when the first show is going to be broadcast on MLG, so you'll be able to experience more there and also get involved in the PlanetSide 2 community. If you're already playing the game, then this will be a good show to watch alongside all of the other PlanetSide 2 content that comes to you via streams and YouTube. Check it out, planetside2.com, and also head on over to Steam if you prefer to pick it up there. Free to play, free to get started, and I would strongly suggest Terran Republic. Pretty good faction. Some people might disagree with me. Higbee would disagree with me, but, well, his faction always loses, so I guess he's not much of an authority on the matter. Whatever the case, folks, you have been watching this PlanetSide 2 showcase. I'd like to thank Sony Online Entertainment for their participation in this event, and of course, for furthering esports, as well as providing some great content and computers to play on over at the PlanetSide 2 booth. If you happen to be hanging around at MLG and you want to try this game out, it is available. Just head on over to the PlanetSide 2 booth, sit down and get playing. It's all available for you there. Just a quick update, by the way. The first show will be on March 31st. That's a week down the road for the MLG PlanetSide 2 weekly shows. All right, folks, we're about done here, and this also wraps us up for the blue stream. Thank you very much for watching. I'd recommend that you head on over to MLG Red for the remainder of the StarCraft 2 tournament, with MC versus Life about to kick off right there, commentated by Day9 and EG's in control. My name has been TotalBiscuit. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you on the battlefield. Hopefully not on my death screen, but hopefully down the barrel of my gun. We'll see. Play TR. I'll see you next time.